Hi there, I'm Natasha of Natasha Miller Creates, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my word of the year. As part of my 2024 bullet journal setup, I did a blank page and I labeled the tab words. And the idea for this tab was to stamp out all of the words I was considering for my 2024 word of the year. I only recently decided what I wanted to do, so now I'm ready to share this layout with you. So I just went through a bunch of my favorite alphabet stamp sets, picking out the ones I want to use. And I thought I would kind of also talk a little bit about stamping in this video too. But I'm writing down the words that I considered. When you're stamping, it's really great to write down the words you're going to be stamping because that way you don't get any spelling errors, or at least you minimize the number of spelling errors. Um, Even if it's a simple word, like you can see hope and calm, you don't want to take a chance. It's nice to have that piece of paper just to glance at. And then the other thing I do is I split the words in half, and this is because if I'm stamping down the middle of a page, that way I know where the middle portion is. So my word for 2024 is courage. So I will be stamping that in the middle of the page, and I will be using the primary stamp set I used throughout my 2024 setup. So just kind of have that continuity going. And then I've also included words of the year that I've had in the past. And my reason being, I thought about bringing them back or trying again. For example, my word for 2020 was to find my groove. So I wanted to do routine, and routine just seemed a little bit too harsh and boring. So I thought, okay, well, let's change that to groove. And we all know how 2020 turned out. Routines got completely thrown out the window. But here I am dividing my page in half just so that I can get an idea of spacing and where I want to put my letters, and then also where I want to stamp. I'm using the VersaFine pigment ink. I find this works really, really well in the Art and Olive bullet journal, which I'm using. And I've tagged the video for the different stamp inks that you want to consider depending on your journal. I've done a very thorough review that you can go check out if stamping is something you want to do in your journal. So like I said, my word for 2024 is courage, which is why it gets the primary feature on the page. In the past, I've signed up to do Ali Edwards' Word of the Year, and I've actually never completed it. So this year, my plan is to use the resources that I paid for last year and use that for my word this year. Just, conscious consumerism is another thing that I want to kind of practice, but I wasn't going to stamp that out because we'd still be here. But anyways, I digress. Other words I considered were faith from a standpoint of having faith in myself, having faith in my skills, having faith in my knowledge. Patience. Patience, I believe, was my word of the year for 2021. And that was just patience in terms of where I'm at personally, professionally. And I kind of wanted that to be a contender for this year again, just to spend more time with it. As you can see, I've chosen kindness, being kind to myself, being kind to others as well. I know kindness has become such a loaded word in today's society, but I find that especially with people at the checkout, for example, if they're open to it, I mean, not everybody likes to chat, but a lot of times I find people are just happy to chat and happy to be acknowledged. And I've actually had some really nice conversations just talking to people and showing kindness, especially in roles that might not be the most glamorous in terms of how people treat you. So that was nice. For balance, I need to find a good balance between high energy and low energy and not just come crashing down. I've been doing that a lot. I stamped out routine again because I really need to figure out a routine. I'm starting to get more free time now, and so it's definitely something on my list of things I want to do. I also chose clarity, or not chose clarity, but stamped clarity in terms of clarity for what I want to do and how I'm going to do it. Perseverance. Still not sure I spelled it correctly, but perseverance to just keep going. I know the path I've chosen isn't the easiest, and I'm not very good at putting myself out there, and so I'm going to need perseverance for sure. And the perseverance kind of ties into the courage, courage to put myself out there, and then potentially lead to perseverance next year. Back in 2018, my word of the year was calm, or I guess 2017. And in the back of my mind, I felt I was ready for a second kiddo. We had a lot of issues and trouble and whatnot with our first. So my idea was if I'd stay calm and I didn't get too worked up over things, it would be better. And it was. So I feel really grateful for that word. Calm lives deep inside me now. The word, unfortunately, not the feeling. I'm still working on that. And then I started adding words that friends of mine have chosen. So execute, open, believe, try, learn, move. Yeah, lots of words to consider in the future. As you can see, there's empty spots available, so I'm excited to fill those with more words that jump out at me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was definitely a short one. Let me know down in the comments below what your word for 2024 is. Or even if you do word of the year. I know a lot of people don't do it, but it's fun. I try to. I definitely fall off pretty early in the year, but have a plan to, I guess, persevere through courage. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next one.